모든 경기장 도시락.
Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 8 between dignitas.SjoW. He is our blue Terran over here at the 9 o'clock position on ESV Mists, and his opponent from NSHoSeo, who knocked down Select after he was on a rampage, then tore through Bishu after that. It is San. He is our red Protoss player, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The stage is set for game number 8.
Yeah, San is really strong, but I gotta say, I was looking through some of those Twitter replies in the break, and it was about half and half between who thought who was gonna win, Dignitas and NSHoSeo, and I gotta agree with Twitter, man. I mean, I think SjoW's got a really good chance to take out San here.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking forward to, not to say anything against what this matchup could be, but if SjoW takes this game, it's likely we're going to see Jockji after this for NSHoSeo as well, which would be a pretty ridiculous set.
It's true. Well, either way, we're going to see Jockji this week because he's going up against NSHoSeo in Fight Club. That is going to be an awesome ZVT.
Yeah, I hope you guys will join us for that. That is going to be Saturday.
Yeah, don't miss that.
5 p.m. Pacific. So
yep, should be quite cool.
Yep. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as we are moving into this game, PDT is the setting for this, and we are going to be rebroadcasting these games afterwards. If you guys were not able to watch, I highly recommend you watch the games, especially the games with Select. They have been amazing. So.
Yeah, Select, I gotta say, I mean, no matter how this ends, Select played so well today. Really, really impressive play from him. And SjoW is the other player on their team that actually has spent quite a bit of time in Korea as well. So.
And SjoW is kind of the other end of the spectrum of Terran players from what Select kind of represents. Select is that all-out aggression, lots of control. Yeah. SjoW is a very thoughtful player, very methodic player. He plans out all of his moves. Mm-hmm. He's a relatively low APM player, but his decision-making is just superb.
Now, the sort of flip side of that, though, is that Terran players that tend to be a little bit less aggressive tend to be more methodical like that. Another good example is Thorazane tend to struggle a little bit in Terran versus Protoss because right now a slow methodical game tends to favor the Protoss race at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. I mean, to a certain extent, Terran players like that do need to adjust a little bit how they play depending on the matchup. And TVP is one of those ones where I feel like you really need to put some sort of pressure on the Protoss. If you let it get to 3 bases with all the Protoss tech out, you're going to have a really, really hard time winning the game.
That's a great call. As we remember the game on Shakur's Plateau between Select and Tassadar, Select was at a pretty big disadvantage there, but with a good sense of timing and Tassadar investing in a lot of tech, he was able to rally his way back through a lot of aggression, though, and a good sense of timing.
You know what?
But then in the game, what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, we're going to mention then
we have a factory and a second gas
coming out. A factory and a second gas. Yeah, I think I know what SjoW has planning here. Obviously, it looks like it's going to be a 1-1-1. It is a 2-player map. He knows exactly where his opponent is. He picked it. He's got a plan for this map, and these 1-1-1s can be kind of tough to hold sometimes for Protoss players. We'll have to see what happens, but please continue your thought now.
No, I was just going to say, but then in the more methodical game that San was able to play on Calm Before the Storm against Select, Select wasn't able to get a lot of his aggression going, and just in a pure outright macro game, San was able to flex his muscles and show his strength.
Oh, is he going to let that probe in? He can't let that probe in. Okay.
And I need to take a look at what San has seen. He did see the add-on coming up at the front, but nothing else beyond that.
Well, it's okay that he sees the reactor because, like we saw earlier, sometimes Terrans do like to get that reactor and then expand after that. It really kind of messes with the Protoss's mind because they see gas being mined, they see the reactor, they're like, I don't know, is it an expand? Is it 1-1-1? You just don't know at that point. So right now, San's still very much in the dark, and look at that, an expansion off of one gateway for San.
And that expansion actually came up as soon as he saw the reactor up at the front. So
yeah, I think he thinks it's an expansion. I think there's a very good chance of that. The Robo Bay as well. I'm sorry, San. I don't know if you're going to be able to get Colossi out in time to hold this, and I don't think San's planning on getting really quick Colossi.
Oh, nice job picking off the Hellion there, though.
Now, why in the world would show San a Hellion?
I don't know. I was just wondering the same thing.
That I think that was a huge mistake by SjoW, actually, with that. What sort of damage do you really expect to do with one Hellion? And what do you plan to accomplish other than showing your opponent that you have a factory?
Precisely. That's what I was going to say.
I don't know why he would do that.
All right. Well, this is going to be the Tank Banshee Marine version of the 1-1-1. We'll see if he pulls any SE. How many? Well, not even really. if he's going to. How many SCVs is he going to pull with this?
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to be going Cloak either, which is going to make this about the fastest version of this you could do. Yeah, so looks like things will be happening pretty quick. Again, I got to say, I don't know why Show would show him that Hellion.
No, neither do I. Because the thing is that, yeah, you may even luckily get in there, scout everything, and you may even pick off a probe.
Yeah.
But then you just reveal that you are producing units out of your factory, which is the last thing you want your Protoss opponent to know.
Yeah. Now, San doesn't look like he's really decided to react to this terribly much. I mean,
right.
He is... hello, Space Shark. He is not really proceeding any differently here. Oh, Show, you have to be careful, man. I mean, yeah, you can kill that one Stalker, but
yes,
don't let those Banshees get too low on health.
And he's just being delayed right now. He's running away right now. That Stalker's going to recover some shields, turn back
chasing
around.
That Stalker. All right.
Oh, boy. Oh, Show. And let's see here.
Show.
San doesn't really have a lot out right now. And in fact, his supply blocked quite badly.
Yeah, well, he's got 2 pylons finishing right now, so it's going to end up okay.
But if Show would have attacked like 20 seconds ago, he would have, he definitely had the opportunity to because he had so much here. He would have attacked before another round of Warpins. He would have attacked into what was on the ground, 2 Zealots, 3 Sentries, and 1 Stalker.
He's kind of waiting for that timing. Has he gotten Siege Mode? I don't think he has.
No,
he actually hasn't gotten Siege Mode either. He's brought a lot of SCVs with that. Very interesting version of this build from Show. And here we go. This is a lot to handle, but...
Yes, it is, as a matter of fact.
I wonder if he forgot Siege Mode. The way he just set those tanks up there.
Yes, he did.
Made it look like he wanted to siege up.
He had to have. And he's going to continue to make his way in right now. Oh, a lot of units do get trapped off there, but that is going to allow a lot.
He's got to keep the Banshee alive.
Yes, that does allow for a lot of damage to be done to these Zealots up in the front. A lot of them not exactly killed, though.
Oh, here we go.
The Mortal taking a little bit more damage. Looks like it's going to be focused down first.
Yep.
Running to the back right away. The Sentries, though, with the Guardian Shield proving to be such a bear. Finally, one Immortal does go down. A second making its way out right now. The Banshees were starting to get shot down by the Stalker. Show is doing a nice job of mitigating the damage initially. A bunch of probes are pulled off the line right now. Slowly, though, Show looks like he's getting pushed back as this Immortal is just ripping tanks apart on the high ground.
Oh, loses another Banshee, too. I mean, you can really see just how much better this would have been with Siege Mode. And look, he's got exactly enough to get Siege Mode right now. He could have been planning not to get it, but I feel like if that was a decision, he should have gotten it. He's still doing okay. I mean, he's killing the Stalkers.
Yeah,
he's kind of choosing what his opponent warps into a certain extent.
Definitely. He was trying to go after anti-air so his Banshees would have free reign there, but it just didn't really work out all that well for him.
He's killing the Sentries again, and there's another Stalker there. Show, you got to run, man.
Oh, he's got to get out of there.
I got to say, San's doing a really good job defending this, too.
Yes, he is.
And now Show's just kind of sitting around on a 1-1-1 with not a lot of units to show for it at the moment.
No, not at all. So, all right. Well, let's see. He is basically tied in supply, and he's down by 9 workers, so his army is a little bit stronger. But those Immortals, just the way they can occupy this high ground, especially on the back of the Sentries, with no siege mode there especially. Like, as you mentioned, he moved up here to the front. He puts both of his tanks separately and then surrounds them with a bunch of SCVs. Clearly, he wanted to siege up and then repair any Immortal damage that was being done.
Well, I really feel like Siege Mode would have won him the game at that point, too, because he really took a long time to shred through the other units with those Marines. The Immortals had a lot of time to sit back and fire. Here is all-in number 2. If the first one doesn't work, go all-in again, of course. And with 2 Immortals out there, I don't know how successful this is really going to be. Doesn't have Blink for the Banshees. There should be enough force fields. Oh, is he just going to get up the ramp? Well, I don't think it's going to matter. I think Show's going to take this apart pretty easily.
See, the Banshee's getting shot down first. The first one goes down. The second is probably going to fall here in just a second. The tanks are getting ripped apart. Marines getting shredded as well. And it looks like NSHoSeo.San has brought this back after Select's run, and he is going to take the set here for NSHoSeo.
I think he is, yeah, and he can just counterattack now. He's like, I don't even need to wait for you to GG. I'm just going to go and end the game. A lot of players would have probably GG'd at this point, but Show wants to play it out, wants to see what he can do. Going to try to do some damage with that Banshee and kind of get back some sort of economic kind of traction in this game, but I think it's way too late. 75 supply to 42 right now. It's just going to be... It's impossible for Show to win this game, unfortunately.
It's just a tough thing. When you know you're the last player for your team, you never want to give it up like that. And,
well, I think he had a great build. I mean, he had San confused. San expanded against an opening with gas in it. He showed him the Hellion, though, so San knew exactly what was coming. He didn't get Siege Mode. So a good idea by Show, just kind of lacking on the execution, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like the last of the attacking units have gone down for Show. There is one Banshee. Was flying around, but it looks like it is taken out very quickly there by the Stalkers. There's a pylon inside of the main. There's GG, and NSHoSeo has taken the set. They will move on to the round of 8 here at Team Arena Challenge 2.
Yep, that's right. They certainly have. Man,
yeah.
Rough break for Dignitas at the end there. I thought Show had a great build going, but the execution just wasn't there.